Welcome everyone. Today in Clash Royale we are going to be playing some more Merge Tactics, and as you can see we are just a couple hundred trophies or a couple hundred tokens or whatever away from the Diamond League. So we're not going to get there in this video, but we're probably going to get there very soon. And today I'm just going to share some more tips and tricks with you and walk you through some of the gameplay so that you can hopefully get better as well if you're also wanting to learn a little bit more about merge tactics, about the game mode. Maybe you're stuck at a certain level or a certain arena, which is something very common that everyone experiences, something that I've experienced. And you can see the trait is Expo. Normally, even though you can put it at the back to, even though you could put it at the very back because it can reach the whole arena, usually I put it there, just a row or something up, just to kind of protect troops a little bit, because if the troops are at the front and they end up dying and your expo is just at the back, then it doesn't matter if the expo's still alive, because if your troops are dead then the round is over. So usually I put it just one row up just so that it can protect troops if needed. And I've mentioned this before, but I like to aim for the blaster trait, which you can see we have now, which consists of these cards: the Wizard, the Spear Goblin, the Executioner, and the Princess. So I like to aim for that trait just because, I mentioned this in a video previously, but it seems like a very strong trait that does really well. So that's typically what I go for every round, unless there is a certain round trait. I don't know if this is a round trait, but there is like a unless this thing right here has a certain ability that is really, really good for any other trait. Like if sometimes there's a trait where troops have bonus health. That doesn't really benefit the blasters a whole lot because they're not a high health troop to begin with. They're a ranged unit that sits in the back, and so if they have extra health, it doesn't really matter. Doesn't really. Why did you have to target the expo? It doesn't really make a difference. There are other ones where I'm blanking on it now, but I think there's one that can somehow speed up. Maybe not speed up, but it does something to. Hold on, we'll get the Valkyrie here just so that we can get this straight. But there's something that's really good with the Brutalist combo as well. But because we got Expo, it doesn't really change too many of the dynamics of the game. So we're going to continue to aim for the Blaster trait. And again, I mentioned this before, but the Blaster trait being good depends entirely on your front line. If your front line is really weak and you don't have any big tanks up front, you're just not going to do well. And so we're going to aim to get as high a level of Valkyrie as we can. And then the Skeleton King also has a lot of health, so we'll keep him up there for now. We'll just continue to get kind of as many tanks as we can, because we don't need any more ranged units. We have plenty of those. And so a little tip with the Princess: if you have it in the blaster, you can see it has a range of the entire map. If you put it here just slightly to the left of the map, you can see the farthest tile is in the top right. So it'll target the Expo. I think it'll target the Dark Goblin actually, and it'll splash the Expo as well. So you can kind of look at your opponent's back line. You can see where their weakest, kind of most ranged troops are. And then you can either put your Princess to the left or the right to target the one diagonally. So that's what we're going to try to do. So with this guy here, you can see we might actually put it on the right hand side just to target the Executioner, just because that card can be a bit annoying. And the Spear Goblin, even though it's more of a threat, it just has a lot of health. So I don't know if a 1-star, don't know that a 1-star Princess targeting it is going to do much. So we'll put it onto the right hand side. That way it'll now be targeting, and we'll actually put the Executioner here. because I think it should, if it targets the, it's not going to splash the Dart Goblin. I was hoping it could line up with the Dart Goblin in the back, but normally you would put it in the position where the Expo is. But because the Expo is obviously can't be moved, you know, we couldn't do that. But if we were to put the Executioner in this position, it would have been perfect, because you can see if it lined up with the E-Giant, it would have splashed the Dart Goblin, and if it had targeted the Mega Knight, it would have splashed the Executioner. So I personally really like using the Executioner, just because he's one of the cards that takes a bit more. I would say he's one of the more skilled cards in the game, just because, you know, he requires a little bit more of a precise lineup. And we'll keep the princess on the right hand side, just so that it can hit the skeleton dragon before it spawns too many, and that should be a victory here. So as you can see, the blaster combo is a very strong trait. I was able to win that round pretty quickly, and it's not like I was too precise with any of the placements or anything. So normally we just play one round in Merge Tactics, but we will actually play another to see if we can go 2 for 2. And again, we'll try to aim for the blaster trait unless there is a round trait that is, and no, it's the same trait, it's the same Expo. So we'll put it here next time. We'll put it in the middle, just because if we do get the blaster and have the Executioner, maybe we can have those spots on the side. And we're already starting off with a 3-star troop, which is very rare. Usually that doesn't happen in the first round. But we got lucky on that one. And I think maybe for our front line, if we get a Valkyrie, the mini P.E.K.K.A. has the Brutalist trait as well. So maybe we could get a Valkyrie and mini P.E.K.K.A. and maybe a regular P.E.K.K.A. as our front line, and try to aim for the blasters in the back. So I don't think we'll sell the Dart Goblin to get the Valkyrie, even though it would give us a trait. I don't really know that it's worth it. I mean, we can just wait till next round to get it. I don't think it's worth selling our Dart Goblin. And I don't know what kind of skin this guy has. This is one of the skins you pay for, right? I'll never understand why people do that, because I saw that skin. I saw the Elixir Long skin, and then I think like the Maleficent, or whatever, the Dark Queen or whatnot. I saw that skin, and they were $20, and they didn't add any. It's not like they give you any benefits to the game. Like, it's not like it helped you in any way. It was just, yeah, it's not like it helped you. It was strictly cosmetic. And so these people are spending $20 on a strictly cosmetic item, which I thought was kind of goofy. It's like, don't necessarily have an issue spending $20 on a game, but if it's just for something that's for looks, then that seems a little goofy. I don't know what this is. I don't know if the Santa thing is something that you pay for or something that you unlock, but I think now we'll sell the Dark Goblin to get the Princess, and then hope that we can, okay, at least we can upgrade the Valkyrie. And we'll sell the Goblin Machine as well, just because it's not going to do a whole lot sitting there. And we'll move the Princess up 1 tile as well, because now it'll target the Dart Goblin in the corner. Because it doesn't have the blaster trait, we have to move it a tile up, because it doesn't get that additional tile of range. And it also doesn't get the bonus damage. So you can see it didn't even kill the Dart Goblin, just because it wasn't getting the bonus damage from the blaster, which is again why I think that trait is so powerful, just because it gets bonus damage for however far away it is, and the Princess can be as far away as possible. It can be on the other side of the map. So we'll put our Valkyries here, And then we'll keep the prince there just so that it charges on the barbarian, just because it's the only 2-star troop in the lineup, so it'll disable it for a moment. Hopefully give our troops some time to do something. And hopefully we don't lose here. Okay, I was worried we were going to lose there, but we're going to survive on 1 health. And we're up against this guy. So this may be... This is looking like where the round ends for us. I think we're going to have to sell rapidly. I think we're going to have to sell this. And I was praying that we would get another Valkyrie, but I don't think there's anything we can do here. I think we're just going to have to put the Valkyrie in the very back, just so that the princess locks onto it. And I didn't even see that he had that trait, so yeah, this is going to be... Looks like... maybe we win? No, we don't win. Okay, I was hopeful there for a second, but we weren't able to get the blaster very early on, and you can see that guy had it, and it was just tough to get through, because when the princess is there and it has a range of the entire map, you know, you have to put like a melee unit in the back so that the princess targets it. Otherwise, all of your ranged troops are just going to get targeted. So we were able to win 1 game. Hopefully you learned something today. I'll definitely post more merge tactics content in the future, just because I enjoy making those videos. I've said this before, but I think I might enjoy playing merge tactics maybe even more than the regular game mode. So hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully you have a wonderful day, and I will see you all soon.